Corner, I have a very, not an old friend, because she's not old, but a longtime friend, Lorie Fetrick, who was the American Gladiator Ice.
Yes.
Right?
Yep, absolutely.
And we were talking in the gym about coming on the show, and I thought, well, this is a perfect opportunity for you guys to see her and see what she's doing now, what she's done in the past. Now, I met you maybe 20 years ago.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah. You haven't changed a bit.
Oh, come on.
No. You have not changed a bit. You look exactly like you did back then.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, it's good living, I think.
It is good living. It's good eating, it's good living, it's good training, it's everything combined.
Everything combined, and this is why I tell people I'm only 39.
Hey, I'm holding like 41.
Okay. You'll be older than me. All right, let's talk about something, because we were talking earlier, and when you first started training, when you first had insight to go to a gym and work out, how old were you?
Let's see. Okay, so got out of high school, started working as an accountant. I would say I was about 20, 21 years old, and I was in the back office, and I got to be honest with you, Rick, saw some pretty big women in the back office.
Oh,
and it scared me because I just got out of high school. I was playing tons of sports, softball, basketball, all of that, and now I'm sitting 8 hours a day. 8 hours a day.
Oh, yeah.
So that was back when Nautilus and that's going to age me, but who cares? And women weren't really in the weight room.
Yeah.
So I was about 20, 21 years old.
That's funny, because when I started working out there at the gym, there were men's days and ladies' days.
No way.
Yeah, they never
Seriously?
combined. Yes.
Wow.
Men were Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and women were Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Wow.
They didn't believe in putting them together. And then when I joined Gold's in Venice, it was in 1969, Joe only made one shower. Joe Gold, he only had one shower upstairs. That was it. Whoever had the shower used it.
Wow.
Well, this is the 70s, though, so things are a little different.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'd be taking a shower, and someone I hear this voice, "Guy, can you give me the soap, please?" And some girl behind me. And this is how things
That's
are.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
He didn't care. This is how it worked.
Yeah.
So when you started training with weights, did you have any knowledge of what you were doing?
In high school playing basketball, I had a coach that really believed in some weight training. So she took the team into the weight room, had no clue, I'll be honest with you. She had no idea what she was doing. So we just played around with the weights. So when I first walked in, I knew nothing.
Right.
But what I did know is reading magazines. So I started picking up the muscle and fitness and the fitness magazines. I just started reading articles. And you're right, back then, there really weren't any women.
No, not really.
So I was reading about, the guys in the articles and stuff, and Rachel McClish.
I was just going to mention her.
Yeah, she definitely was the one that caught my eye, and I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And
she still has an amazing body to this day.
You know what's really cool is that I did not realize on my Facebook she was actually following me.
Oh.
And I posted one day, I was out in Palm Springs, and I said what a beautiful day it was, and all of a sudden she actually commented, and I was like, it was like one of those moments.
Yes, absolutely.
And I messaged her back and I said, hey, you are the reason why I'm in this industry right now. I followed your career, you're amazing. You're an inspiration. She says, now you're an inspiration. So it's just really cool
how
thing.
that went. Well, you could get training tips out of magazines back then.
Absolutely.
And you can get diet, but a lot of it was for guys getting really, really big. And so you had to modify what you wanted to do, because women, they come to you and say, I want to be in shape, but I don't want to get big like that guy, and it's not going to happen.
To this day, I get that.
Of course. And it's like it's going to happen overnight.
Right. It's like they're going to pick up a weight, and I was like,
It doesn't happen. But weight resistance is necessary for muscle tone.
Absolutely.
And then you get these people who say, which I want to get into when we start the training problem here, progress here, is that people come up to you and say, look, I'm going to join the gym, but I want to lose the weight first. No.
I know. And once we get there, I'll talk about that a little bit too, about the weight training and stuff like that.
All right. So you're training with weights, and you're working as an accountant.
Yep.
And then one day you made a left turn, and you may decide to do something else.
Well, it's interesting because I started over at, it was like, I don't know, Bally's or something like that at lunchtime. And there was a gym around the corner called Brignoli's. And they were like, if you're serious, then you'll go over there. So I was like, one day I kind of stumbled in there, and I was like, okay, looked around, and it was a beautiful, serious gym. And I started training over there, and I looked around, and I was like, okay, this is a gym for me. And I picked up a trainer, and I was just like, after I started training for about, I'm going to say 2 to 3 months, somebody goes, you have the genetic body to do bodybuilding. And I was like, what's that? And I, did a lot of research, and probably about a year afterwards, I did my first competition.
Did you?
Yep.
Well, you know Doug then very well.
Yep. Oh,
He's been on my show a dozen times.
Yeah.
He's one of my best guests because, Doug likes to talk.
Oh, I know.
And he has a lot of knowledge.
Doug Brignoli's awesome. He's a great guy.
A lot of knowledge.
Tons.
He's a very smart guy.
Yeah.
So you competed. What year was that? Do you remember?
I actually don't remember. It was
back then.
It was back then.
And how'd you do?
I won. I won first place. I won the overall, and I'm super competitive. So therefore, that was it. I was on my way.
Did you compete after that?
Yes, I went from a local competition into a state competition. My goal was to go pro. I wanted to go pro very, very badly. So I did local. I did state. I did state twice, as a matter of fact, and I placed third in the heavyweights, right up under Nikki Fuller.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and after that, actually, is when I got the Gladiators.
Oh, God. I haven't seen Nikki in forever.
Yeah.
She used to come out and work out in my ring.
I was going to go for it, and if the Gladiators hadn't come around, I would have went for it. I would have went pro. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you try out for that, the Gladiators?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
How was the tryout?
Tryouts were grueling, as a matter of fact. They started with about 50 girls, and they wheedled it all the way down to 2 to 3 girls, and they picked the top 2. And the interesting thing is back then the girls were big, they were buff, they were bodybuilders, they were picking them from Gold's Gym.
Yeah.
But the one advantage I had over all of these bodybuilder girls is I was an athlete.
Yeah.
I could move. And so they were looking for the full package.
Yeah, that's so important because just getting up and flexing muscles isn't what it's all about.
No.
You got to have the ability. It's just like out there in the ring. You got to be able to move and do high spots and run and do this and that.
Yeah.
And a lot of bodybuilders don't want to do it.
No.
Because, I'll miss my workout. I might get injured. I can't do biceps. But you've got to be able to incorporate the whole thing.
The real reason is they can't move.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So
They're so stiff.
They're so stiff. And you can't be out there. So
Right.
when you got accepted and you started training with them, right?
Yes,
What
absolutely.
they have you do?
It's really cool because the first 2 to 3 years on the American Gladiators, we had to train on our own. There was no coaching, there was no guidance. And then probably about the 3rd year in, they had a strength coach, and it was over at USC. And that was a lot of fun because we did drills that we had never done before. We're talking wind sprints, we're talking shuttles, we're talking speed shuttles, all kinds of fun things.
It's a lot of work.
Oh, it's
but
tons
the show
of work,
was
but I
always
loved
running.
it.
It was already running 3 years.
Yep, it was running at that point already.
My question is, when you started the show, how did you know what you were supposed to do if you hadn't trained for anything? What did they give you to do?
Nothing. We were on our own.
All right, so
Right, we were totally on our own when it came to the Gladiators.
all right, so they bring in somebody to go against you. Is what they did, right?
Yes,
a
absolutely.
civilian, so to
Yep.
speak. And so, what would you do with them? What was
You mean as
what
far
was
as
the challenge they had with you? What kind of a sport?
Oh, you mean on
Yeah.
as far as the Gladiators?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we did the jousting, we did the power ball, we did the hang tough, we did all of that.
But you had some experience, obviously.
Well, not really.
You were just in shape.
I was just in shape.
And you kicked ass
I was
on
an
them?
athlete. Yeah, absolutely.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I
we'd
had no
practice.
idea.
We would practice just a couple times. They'd show us the game and say, okay, we're going to do a run through, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah. Wasn't that kind of dangerous with somebody who doesn't know what they're doing? I mean, if I was to get in the ring out here and train somebody, a student, one guy broke my nose once, one guy twisted my arm off. I mean, they didn't know how to work with me, and it was scary.
I would say the biggest thing is torn ACLs.
Yeah.
A lot of people tore their ACLs. So as far as anything else, I mean, the only injury, I feel like I got out of there pretty much alive, I want to say, without any serious injuries.
Yeah.
There was the one game that I call the stupidest game in the world. It was the human cannonball. And that was somebody'd stand up here, we'd be here, and they'd swing on a rope and knock us off. Well, by the time their momentum and their body weight hit us, they were 3 times their body weight.
Yeah. I see that.
So I got damage in my ulnar nerve right here in my left arm. But other than that, I had a small little tear in my meniscus knee, but I survived the Gladiators
you
without
survived well.
any major things.
What did you do after that, when that show ended?
It's interesting because the Gladiators took us to a live show in Orlando, Florida. And the Orlando, Florida show it was a live show. It was like the Nights in, what was that, what's the Nights in Where live show, dinner show?
Oh, you're talking about the
Medieval times.
I just
Yeah.
talking about that 2 days
Medieval
ago.
times.
Seriously talked about it. We're gonna go there for dinner.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So they decided they wanted to do a live show, and it was just like the medieval times. People would sit there, eat dinner, and watch the Gladiator show. So that was in Florida, so I would go back and forth and work a month, come home a month. And the thing of it is that ran for, I want to say, almost about a year and a half. And I didn't want to move there, but in the same time, I was there for about 3 weeks. The very end of it, also, we went to work, and there was chains on the door.
Oh, really?
No. Hey, by the way, the show's going to end. Hey, by the way, we're not looking good. Hey, by the way, you better save your paychecks. Hey, by the way, you might want to save some. And nothing. Just boom. Chance on the door. Never heard from him again.
I've had that happen to a couple of gyms I used to belong to. It drove up in the parking lots, chained
It's
up.
crazy.
Out of business.
So from there, I went to bartending right away. Boom. I had to make cash right away.
Do something, yeah.
And then I opened my gym.
And where was your gym?
My gym was in Orlando, Florida, and I did a franchise of Better Bodies. So
How long did you have that?
I owned that 3.5, 4 years.
And now where is it?
I sold it. It's still there.
Is it?
You know what's so cool is it has changed hands about 4 to 5 times. It's on the corner right by Lake Eola in downtown Orlando. And I opened it and it's changed. It's been about 5 times that thing has changed names. But the cool thing is I go back and it's still there.
That's kind of fun to see that. When you moved here, what'd you do? What was your aspiration moving to California?
Tell me, okay, well, I was born and raised California girl.
Okay.
So, born and raised California girl. The only time I moved out was Orlando, Florida, and that was for the Gladiators.
Okay, and then you came back here and did what?
Came back here and opened a tanning salon.
Yeah, they were big.
Exactly, and I opened it at the same time where the spray tan was really big. So that was a pretty amazing run right there. And I owned that for 4 years. Turned around, sold it.
Okay.
I noticed that I liked opening a business and ramping it up, building it, and then turning around.
Yeah, 4 years is your limit.
4 years.
That's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
And then you got
Real
into
estate.
What? Really?
Real estate for 9 years.
Oh, you doubled your time.
Yeah.
4 to 9.
I know, right? Making progress.
Okay. And then after that?
Went into the financial industry. Went into Transamerica.
4 years?
3.
Okay.
That's a whole nother subject right there. That's a whole nother subject.
And you continued to train though?
The whole time I was doing nothing but training.
Yeah.
And I actually, believe it or not, I still kept on some clients constantly. Either I was training, well, especially when I owned my gym.
Yeah.
When I owned my gym, I had a ton of clients. And then when I came back to California and my tanning salon, I still actually I carried on 3 to 4 clients constantly.
Okay. And then you got out of that and you began still training and keep clients?
Absolutely.
To this day?
Yep, absolutely.
And where do you train them now?
I do them at the gym and I also do them online.
Okay.
So it's interesting because the whole online training thing, coaching, has really, really taken off.
Yes, it has.
And Rick, the reason why I think is because there's a lot of people out there that feel either very uncomfortable training in front of people, and let's talk about women. They don't feel comfortable going into the gym, so now they can actually have a private trainer, let's say on their phone, on their app, on television, whatever they hook it into, and they can train in their own home. And they're designed programs specifically for them. It's not a cookie cutter.
I want to know more about that. How does that work when you have an online client and you train them? How do you do that?
Oh, it's so cool. So basically, from my website, they go on my online training, and they sign up for either a month, 3 months, 6 months, whatever it may be.
Okay.
And obviously, they fill out like this whole questionnaire.
Right.
What are their goals? What do they want to do? Their weight, their height, their medical, any kind of things. And what I do from there is I go in and I design an entire program for them.
Okay.
I have done an entire library of exercise videos.
Okay.
So therefore, I design a program week by week by week with a nutritional program, and depending on what they want to accomplish. And then, if they don't know how to do an exercise, they just click on the video, and it's right there. There I am. I'm showing them how to do it.
I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And that's on the website?
That's on the website.
So they can go to your website, and once they sign up, not before.
Right.
They can't get to the videos until they sign up.
Correct.
Okay, that's the way it should be.
Right.
And then they can click on, say I want to work shoulders a day, how many shoulder exercises, they click on those and there they are.
Absolutely.
Oh,
and
that's
obviously
amazing.
depending on their age, their goals, whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
If women come to me and they say, I specifically want to lose weight and this is how much I want to lose, well then I'm going to design a program just for them.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the cool thing about it too is the affordability.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know, a lot of personal trainers are charging anywhere from $50 to $100 an hour.
Easily. Or more.
If you sign up with my online training, it's $99 a month.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Can't beat that.
You can't
And you get your own personal trainer right there. And we have accountability. They check in with me once a week. We have email back and forth once a week.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like you have your own personal trainer right there.
$99 a month is cheap.
It's way cheap. As a matter of fact, that's kind of like my introductory offer, and I will tell you that.
That's all right. That's all right.
Because of the fact that since my website's brand new, hey, if you sign up now, you're grandfathered in.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that probably after 3-6 months, climb up a little bit.
Yeah, well, even double that's okay.
Yeah.
That's a really, really good step in the right direction because people don't know how to train.
No, they
and
don't.
Like you say, they can't come to the gym. Like people said, will you train me at Gold's Gym? Well, I don't do that anymore. I do it at the ring. But Gold's Gym charges you as a trainer's fee. Then you got to take them into the gym. Then they get intimidated by people around them. You can't get the equipment when you want it.
Right.
You know how that goes. And so this thing you're doing.
Think about it too. Is maybe somebody will walk in a gym. They might have an idea of, let's go on a broad scope, 5 to 6 different exercises because they looked in a magazine.
Yeah.
What do they do after that?
Right.
They get lost. So why not have, even if it's not at home, I have the whole gym exercises. If they don't want to do it at home, hey, they have it on their app. Okay, so we can do this, this, and this. Shoulders, back, chest, arms. My main target and market is women, but you know what? I've trained men my whole life, and I never train them away.
You know how men train.
I know.
I mean, when you're bodybuilding, you train like a man anyway. That's just how you train. No, you have to for bodybuilding, right?
No, I know you do.
You have to.
Yeah, you do.
And women, they have their own set of exercises. They're not going to go heavy and all that kind of, obviously.
And oh my God, I don't want to get muscle.
Oh my God. Please don't make me big.
Oh, don't make me big. And I always tell them, you're not going to look like me. Trust me.
Well, you look great. They should want to look like you. The other factor, which you know for sure, is nobody knows how to eat.
It's not at all. There's so much information out there that they get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And
they just
honestly,
don't want to do it.
It's the bottom line is they need to move. They need to. That's the biggest thing I tell people first and foremost is let's get you moving.
Yeah.
Let's get your metabolism moving. Let's you start burning some calories, and then we're going to dive into your diet. We're going to dive into taking those potato chips away. And, but a lot of people, they just get too complicated. They overthink it. They overthink it. And nutrition is the easiest thing in the world, but they overthink it.
Well, it's easy for you and I because we know how to eat. And I just went out with my daughter for lunch and people said, what do you eat? I said, well, I had a hamburger patty, some eggs and cottage cheese. Is it boring? Yes, but it gets results.
But your food doesn't have to be boring also.
No, it doesn't have to be, but I know...
But I know our food, yes, has gotten
works
boring
for me.
in the past.
Or I have a chicken breast with eggs and some brown rice. I won't... Once in a while I'll do a cheeseburger, a bacon cheeseburger, but I don't order fries. I don't like fries.
Right.
So I'll get something. I'll get cottage cheese with the burger because at least I'm getting extra protein. And I mentioned cottage cheese a lot because back in the day, that's all we always ate is cottage cheese and omelets. And it seemed to have the calcium and the protein along with everything else you needed.
Right. When I was bodybuilding and doing the competitions, it was orange roughy, broccoli.
Yes.
Orange roughy, broccoli, orange roughy. I can't eat broccoli to this day because
I don't like it.
Shoved it down my throat so much. But another little thing is that, the obesity in this country and the starchy carbs and, the raising of the insulin and all these things, it goes into your fat storage instead of burning it because people aren't moving. Just little tidbits, if people knew just a few little things, believe it or not, maybe, putting some protein and the fats, good fats. So protein and fats actually slow down the absorption of the carbs going into your system. That raises your insulin
I've been saying
level.
this for years, and people don't understand that.
They don't get it, but what I am trying to do is simplify fitness and nutrition on my site so that people can go there and get some value, and simplify it. Let's not make this overcomplicated. But at the same time, people need to be aware of why they're gaining weight, why they're not losing weight. And
it's not necessarily the fats they're eating, it's the sugar.
Oh, sugar, forget it. Sugar
you
is
say, I'm buying low fat this and low fat that. No, buy low sugar. Don't eat the fats.
Right.
The fats give you energy. Good fats.
Good fats,
with
exactly.
the protein. That makes
So
it.
remember back in the day when we were bodybuilding, it was like no fat. That was like the thing, no fat.
Yeah.
It wasn't, I hate to say it, but probably it was there, but we just weren't listening. It's evolved through all these years.
Well, no, I did both things. I did it for a year. I did the low carb. Well, I did the low carb for like forever.
Yeah.
And then one year I did fish and carbs and no fats at all for the year. I got ripped on it. But I always like going back to the no carbs and eating the fats and having the protein. I just think for me it works better.
There's just little things. And you're right. Speaking of yourself, it works better for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody is different. So it's about constantly adjusting and modifying.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing that people have to understand. It's not one cookie cutter diet.
No.
And what works for you probably won't work for me.
Well, that's why a doctor shouldn't give everybody the same medicine. There's different types of illnesses. The other thing I want to mention before we close is reps versus low reps versus high reps.
Okay.
What's your feeling about that?
It's interesting because, again, I think it really depends on your body type and what you want to accomplish.
I do too, but I just want to hear what you had to say.
Okay, what you want to accomplish. Because right now, What's working for me is I'm doing some HIIT training, high intensity interval training. I'm doing that twice a week plus my strength training. So that's getting my heart rate up. That's burning calories and burning body fat. So, and by the way, that's all time, 30 seconds, 45 seconds. So we're not even counting reps. So talk about high reps. But then the next couple days, I'll go and I'll do some weight training. So I think that I've always been the type of person that believes in keep your body confused.
Exactly.
Don't do the same thing over and over and over again, because your body's going to get used to it and it's going to stop. I want to say not producing, but it's going to
stop responding.
It's going to stop responding.
And Joe Weider said something years ago. You remember Joe Weider, of course.
Who's that?
He says, get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, perform a sneak attack on your muscles and scare them into growing.
Oh my God.
In other words, he's saying shock your muscles. Don't do the same thing every day. Yeah.
Shock it. Constantly keep your body confused.
Yeah, I did the high reps, low weight, and it was okay for like a week or two, and I had to go back to the heavier weight, lower reps, because that just works for me.
Hey, if it works for you, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely.
Not heavy.
Constantly changing.
All right, so people want to find you now. You have a new website.
New website. It's called Lorie Fetrick Fit. Okay. You can put that at the bottom of the screen.
I will.
Beautiful. Lorie Fetrick Fit. I have a 7-day quick start free download. So when you go there, you can download it free. It's just a quick little sample, I have a 30-day ebook as well. It's called Better Body Guide. So go there, check it out, and if you enter your email, you're going to get some not constant emails, but what you're going to get is maybe once every 2 weeks, but they're going to be value.
Yeah.
There's some value.
They are not junk mail.
Heck no. We're talking tips on nutrition. We're talking tips on weight training. We're talking tips on high-intensity interval training. I will say this in closing, and a lot of people don't know this, but absolutely, I'm 53 years old. I don't care saying it. And I've been around a long time. I've seen what works. I've seen what does not work. And right now it's just a matter of getting it out there and letting people know that, hey, you know what? You can be 53, you can be a badass, you can kick some ass and look amazing.
Well, you can be 53 and look 35.
Okay. I'll take 40.
I never would have thought 53 in a million years.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's everything that culminates and pays off at the end of the day that you've done for your life, and it's what it's all about. And you can do the same thing if you listen to Lorie and go on her website and check it out. It's the first of the year. It's the third today?
Oh my God, it is the third today.
Okay, now is the time to start. Don't put it off, because you'll be a better person tomorrow for what you did today. Go to her website, check it out, take a look at it, and hire her to get you in shape now. Don't wait till the middle of the year, because it's very easy to procrastinate and put things off, and then you wish, I should have done it 6 months ago.
I'd have lost all that weight.
Right. I've been putting off a knee replacement for 10 years. I'm doing it next Tuesday. Had I done it years ago, I wouldn't be talking about it today. I'd be off doing something else. So I'm not putting anything off anymore.
Not anymore. Do it now. Today you live. You have one life to live. Live it to the fullest.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Lorie. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rick. I really appreciate it.
You guys take notice of what she has to say, because it's very valuable information. And experience talks. This is experience, and I'm really happy to be a part of that.
25 years experience.
Yes, it adds up.
Yeah, it does. God.
I think till you're my age. 106, you'll know it all. Thank you guys for watching Rick's Corner, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
drasin.com. He is the equalizer, baby. See you next time.